some of the stereotypes. I think as well, and this isn't necessarily specific to accountancy, but it's trying to grow your own business. I think having to put yourself out there comes with a lot of negative stuff. You know, you have to take negative feedback or people perceiving you a certain way. If you want all of the good stuff, you have to take some of the bad stuff with it.
Yeah.
And that can be quite hard sometimes. Like people always ask me how to cope with like trolling or people that, you know, just hate you and stuff. And I'm like, well, you know, it's just part of it. You just kind of got to take it on the chin, really. But yeah, that the negative side of kind of putting yourself out there, I guess.
A lot of the software or events like this aren't in Guernsey. I think the location thing is a big boulder for us.
Really?
Yeah, so a lot of the softwares we would want to use, but because we're based in Guernsey, we can't for numerous reasons.
That's a really good question. And I feel like I should have a quicker response to this one, but maybe actually that's part of the answer. Change takes time. This industry has gone through a huge amount of change in a 15-year period. If we talk really about cloud, and let's start in the UK with cash flow, for example, as the key product, huge amount of change. And it will continue to take change, whether that's more technology, firm changes, roles and profiles of firms as well. And I think people may be taking more of a long-term view. I don't think I'd change that. I might be try and keep that, actually. I wouldn't want to lose that for us as an industry, keeping a long-term view of how do we keep evolving and keep changing and keep bringing new things in and adjusting as well.
Regulation. So accountants are regulated, don't get me wrong. No. Insolvency is regulated to the nth degree. I think that a lot of the regulation is very reactive. It's to do with bad press. It's to do with the high profile insolvencies. And it's politicians need to be seen to be doing something. And so it's kind of like changes that I don't think are well thought through.
I guess I'm not really probably qualified to say what I would change about it, in truth. I think what would make it easier for me is if I could access and identify those people that want to sell their business and they could approach me. That would be the great thing, because we've always got lots of people that want to buy, lots of buyers, and our challenge, like other brokers, is finding serious sellers that are genuinely looking to do something in the next year, couple of years.
I'd say get on board. Have the accountants would be better placed if they had a moment or a day for themselves where they thought about where the industry was going and what they need to do. It is so difficult if you're caught in that cycle of year end.
Yeah.
Get it out the door, client phones, and you don't get a chance to go away and think. I made a conscious effort a few years ago to say, okay, where is the industry going? What's the next big thing? And I came up with climate and AI.
Yeah.
Climate first, because that was a bigger impact earlier on. And now we're saying AI is making.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think for your clients, if you're going to talk a business strategy for them, you should talk about it in your own head or with your partners or with somebody else that will ask you the right questions. And you can say, okay, if this is the way of the world, what's happening in the next 2 years? If I do not factor in AI and climate change, then there's a chance that I'll be the next Kodak or Debenhams.
Yeah.
I'll be out of business.
Yeah.
Not because you've done anything wrong other than failed to react and to look up yourself. Just burying your head in the sand, or in our case, compliance work, isn't the smartest move. And therefore we should start and lead by example by taking some time out and thinking.
I think I'd like to see accountants believe in themselves more. So many people come along to the sessions where people are telling them what to do and how to change their business. I want them to take those tangible takeaways and actually put them into practice. Because I think if you have that self-belief, then you will grow, and you will, whether it's leave your business at the company you work for and go start up on your own. It's so scary, but having that belief, they can do it. And I know shows like Accountex can really help with that. You're listening to the experts, people who've done it, but really take away from them those takeaways that are going to help them put it into their own business and watch the success flow. So yeah, belief is very important.
HMRC, I would like that we have standardised rules for AML across the board for everybody. So it's not different from governing bodies. I would change the fact that those who are regulated with HMRC directly, like I am, that we're not frowned upon. There is a very big market at the moment that quantum practice licenses are treated like they are better than the ones that are HMRC. there's many reasons why we've gone to HMRC, not a practice license.
Yes, yeah.
I have all my qualifications. You're more than welcome to have a look at them. I've been working in this industry since I was 18. And I think that if I could change things, I would make it a lot more level pegging for everybody. And I think this new introduction with the HMRC, trying to do an advisory to find out what the best solution is, I think will work for everybody.
How quickly it moves, not probably from a software point of view. The software is moving forward quite quickly. Yes, I'd like to get certain elements of, like, if you look at receipt capture, if there's certain elements of that you wish were there, sometimes you're like a month, 2 months, 3 months down the line, it's still not been addressed. That could be faster. But also the way that we are kind of held back by HMRC and the government and that sort of element. It always seems to be a restraint of processing.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think needs to shift.
HMRC. Compliance and
Just HMRC in general. The whole thing. Yeah. I think you can't beat that, can you, really?
It is more HMRC for me.
Yeah,
I think they are really grinding us down. If they can listen to us more, is there something that we can do collaboratively as accountants to help them get better? Is that something we need to explore? But I don't think they will listen.
I think there's still perhaps, certainly from a transactional tax perspective, there's not much software out there. So we find ourselves kind of
underserved.
Basically underserved, yeah. So, we use the Microsoft suite basically for most of the things we do, which works, but there's no kind of bespoke product for putting a step plan together for a restructure, for instance.
Yes.
Having said that, especially when you're learning, those bespoke products can be a bit, if you just put something in and it gives you an answer, nobody's going to learn from that. So having to do things. So for the trainees and stuff, I think that still works well. But yeah, from my perspective, that kind of thing would be nice to see some sort of products on the market.
I think the biggest change that needs to happen is the perception out there. And it's been talked a lot.
Yeah.
But no one seems to be doing enough to get in front of the right people to change it. So if you talk to most businesses out there that don't work with a really good accountant, an accountant is someone that just does the number and files the tax.
Yeah.
How can we get the accountants that aren't at this show and at the other shows to realize that, that's not what accountancy is for?
Yeah. 100%.
That's what I'd love to change. How to change? I think that's a
harder question, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are physically trying to change the industry in the fact that we are here today as bookkeepers on a podcast. We are here today after speaking on the Bookkeepers Theatre. It's the first time it's been called the Bookkeepers Theatre. It's always small business and bookkeepers.
Yep.
Okay. And the few years ago when I came, I swear I was the only bookkeeper in the room because it wasn't for bookkeepers. It was Accountex for accountants. And we often say that we feel a bit like the Barbies in a very blue world, but there are so many bookkeepers here today. And what was interesting, there's been some roundtable conversations that I've heard about where they were saying that accountancy has very much been seen as compliance. And actually the bookkeepers, because they're using the automation and the AI, they're getting to have a lot of fun and they're getting to deliver the cash flow and the management and all of these insights and they're jumping on it. And they were saying, we can feel the bookkeepers rising.
Yeah.
And that is what we want to change. We are not done
Yep.
with our mission, but we feel a lot more supported on our mission than we've ever done before.
Yeah, I think I've just become more and more aware that all of the things that traditionally haven't worked about work for women, mums, parents, whatever, anyone who needs flexibility. But, traditionally the mums, my mum worked, she was a single mum, trying to work part-time around children. That was really difficult. This is still really difficult in 2024 to work flexibly. So that the thing I'd like to change about the industry is making work. It still doesn't work. People say, oh, they're flexible jobs and you can work part-time and all of it with results based. But are they really? Like, why are there so many people coming to us saying, I can't get work experience. I can't find experience. I've got my qualifications. I can't get a practicing certificate. I can't get my next job because those jobs aren't really there. That's the thing that needs to change. And that's why we're going to carry on doing what we do.